noise of the recent clashes with Palestinians, another crisis is going mostly under the radar. Dozens of members of the African Hebrew Israelites, believing to be descendants of an ancient Israelite tribe, now facing deportation. The Interior Ministry reportedly giving upwards of 46 families just 2 months to leave the country despite having permanent residency status. Joining me now with more, though, is Hebrew Israelite Community Representative Ashrael Moore. Ashrael, thank you so much for being with us. Now, you just came out of a meeting, I understand, with the Minister of Interior. What was discussed in the meeting, and were there any developments?
Well, first of all, good afternoon to you, and thank you for having me, and good afternoon to all of our viewing audience. Just a bit of accuracy. We were not meeting with the Ministry of Interior. We were meeting with the Deputy Minister of Internal Security, who's a personal friend of the communities and who's looking forward to assisting us. He's from the Ethiopian community, Beta Israel. And what we discussed, very simply, just so you can have a general picture, you see, we have approximately 135 people right now who have upward of about 50 days now to be out of the country. Now, when we look at these people, we're considering you have those who've been in Israel since 1969, 1970. You have children and second and third generation of their children who've been born in Israel who don't have any legal status in any other country in the world. You have those who have matriculated through the systems of Israel, most notably the military, and their either family members or parents are up for deportation. There's a situation here that we've tried to settle with the Ministry of Interior, and we've tried to settle it for the last 53 years. But somehow, some way, we've always run into stumbling blocks where they would just not allow us to do so. And this time around was a bit stranger because they gave us a feeling that they actually wanted to settle the cases. And we were in this situation with them for approximately a year now, since August of last year. They requested that we provide to them a listing of the those who are up for not deportation, but those who do not have any legal status here in Israel right now, and they'll settle the cases. But guess what they received in turn? They received a deportation note letting them know that they have up to 60 days to be out of the country.
So what changed? How is it possible to remove this residency status in cases such as this? And why, again, why just these 46 families?
You see, it's not just the 46 families. In 2014, when then Minister of Interior Gideon Sav came to Dimona to visit us, he wanted to settle all of the cases because those who immigrated to Israel in 1969, they immigrated under the law of return. But the law of return, and they received legal citizenship, not status just, legal citizenship. But the law of return changed in 1970, and then that law was no more relevant for us. So those who had citizenship, their citizenship was revoked, first of all, and then we began the legal battle. Now, in 2014, Gideon Saab wanted to put a close to this situation once and for all, and he began the process, actually began to settle cases, but he just didn't get around to everybody because he was just in office for a year and a half. And when Aryeh Deri returned to the office, everything that Gideon Saar had begun, he absolutely annihilated. And the process for deportation, I think, actually started then in 2015 when they simply just drug the cases out up until 2020 when they allowed us once again to come to speak to them. And then they gave the impression that they were willing to now settle everything once and for all. And then we are now served deportation notes.
So my final question to you is, do you think that this is a technical issue of some sort, or do you think there's maybe more political or even religious motivations behind these decisions? And might it even have anything to do with the smaller held belief amongst the community that the Black Hebrew Israelites are the true descendants as opposed to other white appearing Jews?
I think it's very simple. You see, we have not came up on these obstacles because we're not part of the whole house of Israel. We have not experienced all of these difficulties just because we have our different beliefs in regards to how we should keep the laws of the Bible. We have a very specific feeling about this, and we feel that we're just not wanted here in Israel. The color of our skin plays a very big part in it, obviously, because we're not the only community here in Israel who's experiencing such difficulties. Even the Ethiopian community is experiencing their own difficulties in their own way. The policies of immigration in Israel says obviously that those who were born in Israel and have no other status in any other country is eligible for citizenship. And in 2002, Ariel Sharon reassured the then congressman that that everybody who was born in Israel would actually receive citizenship. But obviously that has not happened. So it's been a continual process of trying to actually uproot us from Israel. And I think we've reached a peak at this moment. And I'm happy that it's catching the kind of attention that it's catching, because it has to come to an end.
All right. Well, I'm happy to be a part of it, and I wish you the best in this battle with the government. Ashriel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 1, and it reads, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, by Hashem Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, the word he calls God. His name means he exists. And Yahweh is the name of his only begotten Son, but the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name means he delivers. By Hashem is in the name. Rekah Kodash is the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the sincere icon that's pushed forward in the truth throughout the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom to your brothers. Keep pushing. And a double shalom to the Israelites that look like the other nations. And sincere Watim, I want to say shalom to your brothers and sisters as well. My name is Dewey from GMS Line St. Louis Camp. I'm going to make it another video. And this video, I'm just going to go over the video that I just played. You know, so you got, well, disclaimer first and foremost, we not black Hebrew Israelites, we just Israelites, all right? It's either you're an Israelite, a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or you're not, all right? And we know Israelites come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors, but predominantly the true Jews are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right? And that's according to biblical prophecy, you know, because the curses are on our people for a sign forever. That's what the Lord said. And forever, you just feel like forever, you know, don't really mean an eternity, but kind, you know. So you got Amalek deporting our people out of the land because they want to go back to the land and live this life like they ain't a kingdom. Hey, this not the kingdom. You know, Esau Edom is reminding you that this is not the kingdom. And regardless if you're in Babylon the Great or not, you know, you still got these curses on you. All right? And this is a prophecy that has not been fulfilled yet. All right? This is a future prophecy, so it's about to happen, but not yet. You know? Verse 3. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." Right? The hard bondage, you know, because you modern day Jewish people, you never went through hardcore bondage, how like the real Jews have. All right? You know? Y'all basically stole our nationality. Stole our nationality. You know, you made us serve hardcore bondage, right? And these are facts. You know? These are facts. And now the truth coming out, and y'all, yeah, we a hate group. You know? You just mad because we learned the truth. You know, like here it is. You spent billions of dollars to try to hide the truth from us, and now the truth coming out. Now you can't stand it. You know, because that's what the Lord promised us. You know, He said He was gonna set us in order before your eyes, and He's doing it now. Let's get that. So this is Psalms. I always forget which one it is. It's either Psalms 50 or 51. Psalms 50. And I started at 16, Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, saying thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee? When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. Right? You slandering us. You know, you got all these people coming up against us. You know, putting hell on Jacob. You know, even our own people. And that's what you did. All right? You pushed all these different false religions on our people. The white Jesus. All right? And you got our people in the real sleep docile state, which the Lord does talk about the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You know, the ones that's not going to make it, the ones He's going to cut off. But still, though, He did that by, you know, your hand. It was by your hand. So that means you still guilty. You know, you slandering us. You bunch of niggers and all that. You pushing all these different, you setting up all these stumbling blocks, you know, because the brother mentioned stumbling block. You know, yeah. You know, He's setting up these stumbling blocks for our people to stumble upon. And which we know that's Yahweh Shemi Arishad is doing that. Because He trying to, you know, He basically trying to get your attention. Like, hey, I'm not with this. You know, you're going to have to just go through whatever it is that the Lord tell you to go through. Hey, and I don't like it either. You know, you think we like catching hell? Hell nah. We don't like catching hell. We don't love our lives. We hate our lives. All right, think about all the traumatic things that you've been through in your life. You know, it's been a hell of a journey. Verse 21, these things thou hast done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. Right, so that's what the Lord is doing. He's setting us in order before you, all you nations, but especially Esau, Edom. All right, all you nations, because I love it when we in a sunken place. You know, like that to show you in that movie, Get Out. All right, a dark sunken place. You know, where your mind is just engulfed in darkness and wickedness. You know, why? Because they can make money off of that. Think about all these, you know, these rappers, which the Lord is killing a lot of rappers. You know, they love Jakes, sellout Jakes like that because they can push an agenda. You know, they get one Jake, they can get all of us because, you know, we sheeps. They know how we work. We need a shepherd. You know, in which that dude that was on the screen, he not right. All right, he not right because if he was right, then you know, he have a beard on his face. Dude got straight 5 o'clock shadow and a lined up head. You know, and this is spirit because the truth is out there, right? So yeah, this truth is reach the four corners of the earth. You know, the four corners just supposed to represent the circumference. All right, the radius, the whole earth. All right. That don't mean that the earth is flat, because, you know, you got a lot of flat earthers out there. This is Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Thou art cut down to the ground, which is weakened the nations, right? And it's talking about Esau, Edom. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. And Lucifer just means light bearer. For thou art said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. Okay? I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Right. All you gotta do is just type in Slakia. Matter of fact, just type in see? What's gonna come up? Boom. Alright. The image right there caused death, slavery, caused the enslavement of your mind. But when you type in this, you know, you get the actual real image. The real images. You know, well, I ain't gonna say what depiction, because it's not a portrait of the Heavenly Father. It's just a representation of him. You know, and we gonna know everything in the kingdom. We gonna know how the Lord actually looked. We gonna know how the Most High and his son looked. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. All right, you can know how Satan looked. You know, contrary to popular belief that hell exists. You know. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Right, so is this the man, the nations, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Right, that made the world a wilderness. See what's going on in the world right now? Got all type of, you know, global warming, pollution, and don't forget that that the sea basically got a form of herpes, right? And that's all by the hand of you Edomites, you know, because whatever you touch dies. Basically, you corrupt everything. That did shake kingdoms. Yeah, I already read that. Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened out the house of his prisoners. Right. You got a whole system full of prisoners. You know? It ain't gonna be no damn no prison industry. Like, all prison industries is just a bunch of slaves. Now you taking murderers and real rapists, you know, like the creeps that's in the trees and that kill and eat women, right? Gangbangers and all these other different criminals, and just making them perpetual slaves. The Lord never told you to do that. All right, because some sins are worthy of death. So it's evident that you don't know how to run a kingdom. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain. Thrust through with the sword, they go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Right, the seed of evildoers, the Edomites. All right, the seed of evildoers. Right, in order to be a seed, you have to come from a man. Man and woman come from men. All right, talking about the bloodline. Esau, Edom, that's the wicked, according to the Bible. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right? So prepare slaughter. That's what the Lord is doing. Preparing you Edomites for the slaughter. Right? Even though you're going to try to kill us, and you're going to kill a lot of us, Jacob's trouble. But the Lord is using your hand to do it. All the undesirables. That's why we looking to be on the good side of the Lord. All right? Because we not trying to rise up to the prey. We strictly relying on Yahweh Shem Yahshua to help us. I think it might be Zephaniah 3 and 8. Yeah. Therefore wait ye upon me, say the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Right, so that's what the Lord is doing now. He bringing down the troops to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. All right. And so it's not the time to be lollygagging around, and it's the time to take this thing serious. Because we running out of time. You're running out of time, so it's time to get yourself right. Second Peter 3 and 11. Let's first start at 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And the earth also and the works thereof therein shall be burnt up, right? So all the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's that nuclear destruction, that nuclear fire that you've seen in the movie Terminator. Watch the whole series from 1 through 6. Saying then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right? So yeah. So everything that you see is going to get burnt up. So we not, even the land of Israel going to get burnt up. So we not looking forward to building in this place. Because, majority of our people, we still messed up. We still messed up. A lot of our people still on drugs and all that. Still on drugs, getting tattoos, being whores, sodomites, all that. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness, right? Wherein dwelleth righteousness. And we trying to look for new heavens and a new earth, was ran by Israelites and not by heathens, people the spirit is not right, because we the only ones that's righteous on this planet. The chosen. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and end it off right here. I want to say, Kolo, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Hope this edifying. Shalom.